Hello everybody, it is Calxiyn here. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon or subscribe for practically daily RWBY videos. So today we're going to be talking about the RWBY Rewind because basically if you guys saw on Monday, Hunter and I had done a video as a part of our sort of like weekend videos, all the stuff that we record after the episode, like, oh, is winter coming back? Because the Atlas sort of military theme was playing, but that's also the theme that plays when we see sort of winter's airship going by in the sky, and Weiss looks up and she's like, I know whose airship that is, right? And all that sort of stuff. And so I was like, oh, like that may be evidence for winter coming back. And then I sort of gave a rundown of all my winter related theories. But then on Monday, the same day that we released our winter theory episode, right, RWBY Rewind happened, and we saw these sort of weird sort of soldiers, right? And they did say that their commanding officer is a she, which made people like, Cal, you got this in the bag, right? But a lot of people also pointed out that these commanding officers remind people of the card soldiers from Alice in Wonderland, and so a lot of people are also sort of thinking about that. And so I'm concerned that we may be getting like debated, that everybody's like, oh yeah, like, oh, the commanding officer is a she, so it has to be winter sort of thing. But really we're gonna get this like mega bitch Queen of Hearts character, and they're gonna have to sort of work around that. And in my winter theory, I basically discussed the idea of Tara, right? That's John's sister's wife, right? She works as a tech, like, for the radio tower, and the Atlas military tower is also in there. So I had a theory, okay, what if the Queen of Hearts mega bitch won't let them in, right? Originally this was winter. What if winter won't let them in, and then they'll sneak up in the tower and do some stuff, right? But it makes a lot more sense for it to be sort of an outside party, to have this Queen of Hearts mega bitch character not let them in, and then they sort of have to sneak around, be sneaky, sort of use the military tower to maybe get into contact with Ironwood or Winter to get let in, right? And so that makes a lot of sense to me, and yeah, I'm just really concerned that we've been baited. Like, I'm really concerned that we've all been baited into thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be winter, or whatever, and then it's not. And a lot of people also mentioned, okay, well, what if the Queen of Hearts character is like, well, you know, Weiss can stay, the rest of y'all can fuck right off, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll send Weiss back, but not the rest of you. The rest of you can't come in. And Weiss is just like, right? Because RWBY had this line, right? And this is sort of my theory. RWBY had this line where she was like, don't worry, Weiss, we won't be leaving you anytime soon. And so if Weiss just gets, like, basically kidnapped by the Queen of Hearts, by, like, Atlas military, like, people, and then RWBY's just like, well, shit. Like, I told her that we wouldn't leave her, and look what happened to us. Like, that's a big oof, right? So I feel like that's sort of maybe gonna be the plan, is like, oh, Tara has access to the military tower, so let's include John's wife into our schemes, right? That makes sense to me, anyway. But yeah, I do see why people are saying it's the card soldiers. We also had Dee and Dudley. Did I say that already? We had Dee and Dudley from earlier, who was supposed to be Tweedledee and Tweedledum, right? A lot of people think Neo's based on the Cheshire Cat. I think they actually said that that's not true, but like, you know, we kind of see the different sort of inspirations here. And this actually reminds me of Kingdom Hearts a little bit, because if you guys don't know, Alice basically gets put on trial, which I think happens also in the movie, and they just like lock her in a cage and you have to go save her. So that's what I imagine happening with Weiss. It's just like, well, Weiss is stuck there now, and so we have to use sort of conniving tricks. And I'm pretty sure that's what happens in Alice in Wonderland. Like, it's been a minute, but she basically challenges the queen to a game of croquet and, like, tries to trick her and, like, cheat and all that. And so I feel like this is almost the equivalent of going up into the radio tower and being all sneaky, would be sort of playing the Queen of Hearts' game. Right? And I think that's really interesting for a character's design, even if she's going to be a temporary villain or a temporary obstacle. I just think that that's sort of a really cool idea. I wish that they sort of left, like, the big villains, like, to be sort of more fleshed out villains, if that makes sense. Like, big fairy tale villains to be more fleshed out villains, so I will be kind of disappointed if it's like, oh, this Atlas officer, we're gonna see this one time as the Queen of Hearts, right? Because Queen of Hearts is so iconic. So, like, her, like, Maleficent, like, you know, all of that sort of stuff. Like, I hope that those are their own sort of villains that kind of are long-lasting, especially because Talk as a villain was so cool, and now she's dead, so it's like, that's a big oof. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. I don't really have anything else to say. I think that we may be getting baited. I do agree. But yeah, that's basically all that I got. I don't have any other evidence except for these two card soldiers. I still hope that it's winter, but I did want to cover this theory because a bunch of people asked. But yeah, that is all. I think I covered everything. If I remember anything, I'll leave it in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Bye.